Once you guys arrive, just say hello, please, so I know you're here. I'm posting out to groups really quick. Hey, Joy Kimberly, how are you? Hey, Tracy Swinson, how are you? Hey, Dana J. Good, well, it looks like YouTube is working. Joy Kimberly, I think you're new to me. Do I know you? I mean, not like I would know you, but you seem like a new name for me over on YouTube. It's nice to see a new YouTuber. So, welcome. I'm gonna start in a moment. I'm just posting to a couple of Facebook groups, guys, and then those of you on YouTube, just wait patiently if you don't mind. I'm gonna do a couple of free card pulls and coin throws. You know how it goes around here. You are new. Okay, cool. Welcome. Hey, Nicola. How are you, Nicola? Nicola. Anybody want a soda? Hey, Tara Stout. How are you? All right. Let me see here. Share. I don't know how to do this anymore. It's like I'm a total useless mess. Share to a group. I don't remember how. Share it there. Post. Share. Right post. I wish there was a way to do this so that it wasn't so. I think maybe if I share it to my page, is that how it works? Maybe that's what I need to do. Let's share it to my newsfeed. Post. And then let me go to my newsfeed and try and share it out from there. That might make it quicker. I'm not the most tech savvy of people. I'm glad you're good, Nicola. I am, Joy. I am in Tarot Nerds. How do you know? Are you stalking me? Alright, so let me see here. What am I doing? I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. Give me one moment, guys. Sorry, I get sidetracked. I get goofy. Alright, share. Share to a group. It still doesn't let me do a bunch of shares. I don't know why that is. Share now. It used to let me like go down a list. It doesn't let me do that anymore. Share now. Share to a group. So weird. Share in the reading exchange because they need love too. Share to a group. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Sorry, I'm just not very. I gotta get better at this. I don't know why they make it so hard to share out to different groups. It's dumb, to be honest. Alright, so let me see. Did I share it everywhere I needed to? I don't even know anymore. I don't even care, damn it! I'm gonna just share a little bit of weirdness with you guys. I just steam cleaned my tile floors and it like steam cleaned beautifully, and I was so happy. I've never used a steam vacuum mop thing made by Shark. And so these are signs of aging, I think. When you get excited over how something cleans another surface and it really makes your day, you realize that it really is the simple things. Hi, Lisa Vanderhelm, how are you? Hey, Brittany, how are you? The coins are Brittany Cardinale, for those of you on YouTube, is asking. Thank you, Joy Kimberly. I'll have to check out. Will you tag your YouTube in here so other people can check it out and tag me, or like put it in here so that I can find you and support you over on your YouTube channel. And then Brittany's asking on Facebook, she says, what are coins? I caught the last part of last time you did it. So the coins are on my unboxing on my YouTube channel, but there are a series of coins that were printed by a guy named Arthur Pixley. He did an Indiegogo campaign or some sort of crowdfunded campaign that I joined, and I bought 2 sets. One set I included in my charm box, and one set is just in this bag. So it's solely the 78 coins of the tarot. So they're printed on little coins. So it's kind of cool. So what I do is I just kind of shake the bag. I like to shake in my bag, and I throw them onto the charm board, and then we kind of tell a story, whatever it invokes in me, so to speak. I use a little bit of traditional tarot knowledge because I'm an old biddy, and a little bit of the old sensory overload, and see what sort of a story we get. So that's how the coins work. Hey, Emily Williams, how are you? You love a reading? All right, that sounds good. Hey, Salima Breeze, long time no see. Oh, it's Joy Kimberly. Okay, guys, if for those of you that are watching on YouTube or those of you that have YouTube accounts, check out Joy Kimberly. She's just joined us over on YouTube. You guys on Facebook can't necessarily see her, but she is a member of a group that I'm in that is devoted to tarot, so she must have a tarot channel, I'm assuming, Joy. I don't know, but check out her channel if you want. It could be good. It could be great. And if you ever want to collaborate, Joy, we can do a collab or something. Do like a 2-part reading where like I'll take one part and you can take the other, and we can send people go to Joy's site and pick a card or something. I want to do, actually, before I get started, I have this idea of doing divine masculine, divine feminine, pick a card. Not that I'm like the most masculine of guys, but I would be willing to take, unless you're comfortable taking divine masculine, we could do like pick a cards with 3 different types of divine masculine. And I don't know, and then I need to flesh out the idea a little bit, but like 3 different piles or 4 different piles, depending on how much we want to work. And then on the other person's side, do 3 different piles or 4 different piles of divine feminine. And so the person would go and kind of pick their masculine and feminine, but there needs to be some sort of answer to that. Like, how do they come together, right? So we would pick, somehow we would find cards within those piles. Does that make sense? That we would include in there that should give the viewer insight into what do they need to be doing within their own masculine or feminine stance, whichever one they're operating from, and then vice versa, what do they need to honor in the other kind of thing. I don't know. I gotta flesh it out. It's percolating in my head, let's say. So, yeah, like an outcome kind of thing. Exactly, Joy. So, it might be fun. Hey, Casey Ray, thank you for sharing. All right, hey, Annette Brazil English, how are you? Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to switch cameras. I'm only going to be on maybe about an hour or so. Like, it's just before 5 now, so we'll go for like an hour, and then I'm going to, go admire my new clean floors. Gorgeous. Oh my God, they're gorgeous. So weird, but I love it. I will link you, and you find me too in Tarot Nerds, and let's brainstorm it out an idea. Because it's really cool. Plus, I have this thing that I want to use. It's so dumb. Check this out. It's kind of cool. You might want to go get one. I don't know if you have a Target near you. It's okay, guys. Don't worry. It's just... So I bought this. I found it at Target. It's kind of cool, right? It's steps. So I want to set it up for doing bigger readings. And check this shit out. It's kind of neat. It extends out. It's a spice rack that they have for sale at Target, and you can extend it out to like widen it. So you could do like, what I want to do is like a pick a card like pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, right? And then run the cards like a kind of like a race. I don't know. Just ideas I have. Anyways, I haven't gotten around to using it yet, but it will be fun. It is Dan Geist, Geist, on Tarot Nerds. So I'm going to do that for, another pick a card, or maybe I'll do it for the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, whichever. I need to get back to doing the Twin Flame readings too. I kind of fell off the truck with that one. All right, so I'm not doing... do you want to purchase a Charming, Brittany? I wasn't going to do Charmings only. The one person bought a Charming for me last night, and I was going to, I got busy with everybody else because a lot of people bought Charmings last night. If you want to purchase a Charming, Brittany, you're more than welcome to. I will totally do it for money. You know me, I will shuck and jive for a little bit of cash. But, I was going to just do coins and cards tonight for like the free mini readings. But if you want to purchase a Charming, certainly do so. Somebody didn't get their Charming, so if they show up right now, I will give it to them because they paid me last night. Hey, Carrie Ann, welcome. First time here. Awesome. Okay, so let's see. I love it, Joyce. Like, I see where you're going. I'll be looking for that in Target ASAP. No, I found it in like the homeware section or something, in the cooking kind of area, and it was like turned on its side, and I was like, oh, this is cool, and it's already pre-built stages. And then I bought these. I have always had these. They're great. You can get them on Amazon. They're little easels to put your cards up. So, anyways. All right, so let me get to this. Now, somebody just asked me for a coin toss, and I can't remember. Who was that asked me? Was it Emily? Emily Williams, I think. Emily, are you here, dear? think it was Emily. The link said, I thought it said cards and coins. Did I write something wrong? Maybe I wrote something wrong. It's alright, Brittany. So I want to find Emily Williams because I think Emily was the one who asked me for some coins, and so I want to do that for her. Hi, Maple Grove, Minnesota. Sue Finkenauer Lucelle. Okay, perfect, Emily. All right, so Emily, I see you here. It was you. Great. Do you have a topic you want me to focus on? Just give me one word, like love, career, money, or just general. That's all right, Brittany. Don't worry. I know it's fine. And normally I would like if it, but I'm kind of saving Charmings for money making at this point. Because that's like the one sort. I mean, I do get readings, like private bookings, but it's just not steady. Hey, Christina Davis Buffkin, how are you? Like some months are great, and then other months are just like general. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to shake my bag of coins, and I'm going to flip the camera. Give me one moment. All right. Oh, look at my new purchases. They're hiding over here. I got 2 new decks at the store today, mini decks of the Thoth, which I have the standard size, and then the universal weight, which we'll be using for later in some of our monthlies at some point. Or maybe I'll crack one of those open tonight for cards. All right, let me do that. See, I went through all of my coins because I had to go through them this morning because I had two of wands in there, and I found that I actually just had an extra 2 of wands, but all of the coins are represented in the charm box, but I had to sort that out this morning. That's why you're seeing all the coins buried on the charms. All right, so let's see. What does Emily Williams need to know? Come on. Okay, so all of this is sort of flipped over. So let me look at what this is first before I determine why this is all sort of not visible out at first. So let's just look at this really quick. So we have the Queen of Wands, the Beyonce card, basically, is what MJ calls it. I love that terminology. She's sort of sideways. I don't have a bad feeling about this. I feel like this is... Let me look at the other 2 really quick, okay? I have a sense... All right, I'm kind of all over the place today, guys. Sorry, I'm just a little bit excited about my clean floors. So, this Queen of Wands to me, the sense that I'm getting before I get into the other 2 is I feel like this is sort of like in the charm board, we always use this as the past. And I feel like this is maybe you in the past, impassioned, assertive, dynamic, kind of all of the energy that the Queen of Wands brings to the table, right? Feeling that, like feeling your fire in a way. This could be like even a year or so ago, maybe before like the lockdown started and all of the weird shit we've been dealing with in 2020. I kind of get a feeling like this is you feeling impassioned and turned on to a degree, like really owning your stuff, feeling empowered. So this was the second coin, I believe, correct? Or was this the second coin? I think it was this. So this is the 4 of Swords. 4s generally for me represent sort of stability of mind. This is the higher mind. I sort of feel like this space on the board to me. So this here, 4 of Swords with tarot usually means like taking time out, going inward, getting our head clear, taking a rest, sort of centering ourselves and bringing about that sort of balance that we see, not balance, but a stability that we see in a 4. I always think of 4s as 4 legs on a table, bringing stability to a situation. So when I look at this 4, like the 4 of Swords is this sort of moment where we want to take time for ourselves and bring ourselves back to center in a way. And I kind of feel like this might be either where you're at now or where you need to be at now. I don't know why, but I feel this funny longing, Emily, like that I feel like we miss her, this girl here. And I feel like this girl, this Queen of Wands, because her wand is pointed to the future, right? To me, it feels like she was driven. There was a period of time where nothing maybe could stop you. And I'm not saying that things are stopping you per se, but I don't feel as though you feel like you have all of your uh, juju around you, or your does that make sense? Like, I feel like this is something that we kind of are seeking or longing for, and we maybe are needing to go inward, take this time, take this rest, clear our mind, get our thoughts kind of arranged, so to speak, so that we can maybe get back to the energy that was here in this Queen of Wands period of our life. Let's see what this is. So this is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles, to me, let me just look this up really quick because I want to see what they say, because his definitions are slightly different. Fives are always about change and acceptance of that change. Let me see. Yeah, so this is, it says in a general reading it's sort of loss and hardship, but I don't feel... All right, I'm gonna say this. What I feel like when I'm looking at these two coins, I feel like they're kind of not at odds with one another, but it's sort of like going back and forth between feeling the loss of this period of your life, or this power that you had, this strength that you had, this I almost want to say vibrancy in a way, and this kind of combats with this, which is this going inward, getting clear, taking time for ourselves. You might be spreading yourself a little bit too thin right now, or it's either kind of an all or nothing situation. Like, when you get your own space back, you have to pull all the way back, if that makes sense. I don't feel like this is like a loss that's coming, or any sort of struggle or change that's coming financially to you. I feel like you may want to change your financial situation for the better, is more the feeling that I get, even though this sort of represents like a loss or a hardship. I don't necessarily feel that this is a straight up loss or hardship. I feel like we're maybe trying to change a loss or hardship that we feel like we might be suffering in the now. And that's the Five energy of this Pentacles coin. And we're trying, I just get the sense that we're trying to get back to this Queen of Wands energy that we had about us in the past. Hey, Debbie Hartley, how are you? Hey, Jen DeFiore, how are you? I don't know if that makes sense, so let me pull one more coin to see, like, I want an outcome coin of what is this, what is the outcome for her? What is Emily's outcome coin? Give me a coin for Emily's outcome, please. The Two of Cups. Interesting. Girl, is this a love thing? Two of Cups to me feels balanced. It feels emotionally balanced. I feel like it's more of a connection to oneself than maybe an outside relationship, but it could be an outside relationship, or the coming of that, the creation of that. I think, though, that there needs to be this sort of balance between what we've lost, what we need to change, and what we want to gain from that, and the protection of self, like our own mind, so that we can get ourselves back to feeling empowered again, or excited again, inspired again. Does that make sense? Hey, Carrie Ann. I'm still learning too. I've only had the coins for a little while, so it's different, because you don't necessarily have. For me, I work a lot off of like the pictures and the vibe of each and every deck that I work with. So I like how the art will intuitively pull me in different directions. With these coins, I kind of revert back to traditional tarot knowledge, and then try and work about what I feel like is happening between the coins. So like right now, I feel like this and this are bouncing off of one another. These two energies. It's like going inward so that we can affect and change past losses, or affect and change where we feel like we're lacking. And I don't necessarily know that you are lacking. I mean, the environment might be challenging right now. And that's more the feeling that I get, is I feel like she doesn't necessarily feel as on top of her game as she used to. And so she wants to get back on top of her game. So it seems to be this kind of ebb and flow between pulling away completely and going inward and trying to rest, and get her thoughts clear and stable, which is a great thing to do, especially during this time. But then when she pops back out, I feel like there might be losses, sadness, things that she's sort of dealing with in the outside world that is bringing her, not maybe the best, not maybe the most positive outlook in a way. And so she kind of retreats back maybe into her hole. Not a hole, but you know what I mean? This says to me that the two will bond together again, whether this is an outside relationship or this is your relationship, say, to your environment and your world and the creation within. I feel like this is you bonding with that and falling back in love with life again, or feeling inspired again, getting back to this sort of Queen of Wands vibe or feeling, but at a more probably emotional level, hence the cups. Yeah, Carrie Ann, it does. Like that's kind of how I work. Is sort of like I'll work off of traditional message from the cards, but also I work with sort of what I'm feeling inside. So like my empathy, and then also sort of what I see in my mind's eye. That's how I read cards, or what I hear. Like if I hear song lyrics in the back of my head, I share those things. But in these mini readings, and the coins are kind of new to me. So when I charm, I use this board and I split it up in a different sort of way. So sometimes I get a little confused when using the coins, because the coins, when I leave them open on the board, they actually tell me a story, but the board also signifies certain aspects. Like to me, this portion of the board is the future, and this is the past, and right down the center is the present as a rule, right? And then when I'm charming, this is your subconscious, your conscious, and your higher conscious mind. And so up here is about her getting her thoughts in her head clear, which she does, but to do that, it's almost like she has to retreat or withdraw. And then when she comes back out, it feels like maybe she has to deal with maybe the craziness of others, the losses of others, the sadness that's in the world, and it kind of requires her to maybe withdraw again. But there is change happening here. 5 signifies change to me, so it's not necessarily a bad thing always. You hear passion, that might be the 2 of Cups. There's also the Queen of Wands is here, so that's very passionate card, but or coin. But I feel like this is maybe her in the past. I definitely get this sense of this is how she felt about herself in the past. Like she doesn't feel as empowered right now, or maybe as in control as she once did. Oh, thanks, Jen. Jen says I'm amazing. Why, thank you. Thank you, Dana J. Hey, Coastal Maine, how are you? So lots of change. Well, that's good, and I think that it's all going to settle too. 2s to me always bring that sort of idea of coupling. There's a peace to 2. There's a deepening to 2. There's a union with 2s that I really love. So I feel like Ivana. Ivana says, I want you to do me a reading. So this speaks to the idea of getting back on track, or getting our connection back, or feeling like in tune again. And I like that. And I love Cups energy. All right, so I'm going to pull this up. So who is next? How about Ivana? You want one? Ivana, since you said I want you to do me a reading. All right, so let's see. What is it? You want cards? Or I mean coins. Yes, Ivana? You're welcome, Emily. Thank you. Hey, Grace. How are you? Grace Colley. Hi, Sharon Wisdom Thurman from Illinois. Aloha, Grace Colley. Ivana, are you here, dear? You said I want you to do me a reading, so I like that joke. I knew that you were going to smile. Yeah, okay. So do you want coins, yes? Just give me a yes if it's coins that you want. Okay. So, and did you want general or like one subject? Did you want a specific thing that you want me to focus on? Just give me one word if you do. Grace, Grace Colley, you can go next. Just give me one moment to do Ivana. Ivana. Did you just want general, Ivana? We have silence. Silence. Sharon Wisdom, you can go after Grace Colley. Love. Okay, let's see what's going on in the love department for Ivana. Ivana. I hope I'm saying it right. So let's see. Love department. What was that? I can't even see. What is that? The world? Okay. Oh, bitch! You got the 2 of Wands. Hold on. It's funny how they're opposing each other. Is there a big distance between you and your one? I feel like there might be. Okay, what is that? That is the 6 of Cups. That's a really good card too. Let me ask you this. Ivana, is there distance between you and the, my feeling is that if you, either it's one of two things. I get this feeling either there's a great distance between you and your love, or you haven't found your love yet. But I feel like this love is sort of like, this being the 2 of Wands, it's kind of like, to me, a little bit of a soulmate-y card, right? We have one of the 11s in the 4 of Wands, right? So this might represent as you. This being all the way away from the world makes me feel like there's a great distance between you two. Does that make sense? Or like you're far away from one another. And so if you're not so right, you're not so far. Because to me, I feel like there's this opportunity to have it all, like with the world. The world brings it all, but it's like you guys are at opposite sides. The 6 of Cups to me is kind of like about that balance of the 6, but also about like maybe being kind and charitable with your emotions, connecting, being honest. I sort of feel like in this, in how you feel. It feels to me also like, as I'm looking at this, it almost feels like, how do I want to say this? Like, it feels like you pouring forth towards him and maybe him pulling away a little bit. I almost feel like he is the world and you're this 2 of Wands. I think that you are bonded to him, and I think that he likes you too. Don't get me wrong. And there's a lot on offer here, but the intensity of the World card for him might be a little much. And what I mean by that is it's like there might be moments where he gets overwhelmed a little bit, and I feel like this 6 of Cups says to me that you're actually kind of in this place of wanting to nurture this relationship, make it happen, putting in the effort, tipping the cup, pouring it forth towards him. And he's, don't get me wrong, it's not that he's not appreciative of it, but I feel like he's withdrawing or kind of maybe keeping it like, what's the word, like sort of filtering it in a way, or not necessarily allowing you, like the floodgates to open just yet. Maybe he is still not still here. Yes, I am intense. Well, the 6 of Cups isn't the most intense card, right? But to me, it's more the position of these cups, the way they're tilting forward. I almost feel like I see water pouring forth like a waterfall towards him, right? Or towards your love. So the intensity of that is not necessarily a bad thing. I just sort of feel like this world card, this world coin is down here saying like, if there is a specific guy that you're interested in right now that you really got the hots for, he can feel those vibes. He can feel that energy. That's what it feels like to me. I'm not saying he's not appreciative of that energy or those vibes, but I feel like he also, the intensity of the world feels like a couple of things. Like it feels a little bit overwhelming at times, but it also does feel positive and full of possibility. There could also be something where he might be focused more on his money or making it making things happen for himself so that he's more financially stable before getting into a relationship or getting more serious about a relationship. There's also that I feel like. Hi, Andrew. But I kind of feel like I want him to come out of this corner and like sort of own it, like go full force towards it. I think he might be intimidated by just the intensity of this world, of the world card, of all of the opportunities that come with the world. And it's like big and impactful. Does that make sense? And so, and your love, like if we're looking at the energy of this Two of Wands, right? Your intensity, because Wands is is the fire sign, right? Which is the spirit and the intensity of spirit and this sort of soulmate connection-y love. If you're feeling that and then you're pouring that forth emotionally towards him, I think he likes it, he enjoys it, but it's like, whoa, that's a lot. That's the intensity of this being major arcana, being the world card. It just feels like, whoa. And so it affects him in some way. And so that's where I feel like he's down here in this corner and you're up here in that corner. Although you've got the 6 near you. So it feels like you're trying to make an extension, or I really feel water like pouring off of this and down onto him. Like you're reaching out to him. If anything, you're the one making the moves or the extensions of like, hey, when are we going to get together? What are we going to do? And it's not that he's not interested. I don't want to say that. I just think that he's got a lot going on. The world is also can be a busy card. Or a busy, hi Dorothy Baxter, how are you? So someone new? You've already moved on, Ivana? Oh my god. So I am a cat, how can I be with mouse? I think give him time. Like, this is the thing, it is the world, so it is a beneficial card. It is a good, powerful coin, but give it time. Just be patient, it would be what I would say. If other things come along, entertain them. Let's see, let's do one more coin to see. What does Ivana need to do? This is the Page of Cups. This can totally be a love offering. I kind of get a feeling, honestly, I feel like he'll come around. That's what that says to me. I feel like at some point, I also like where that landed, like kind of in the center of the board, because remember I moved this up here and I was like, I want him to be up here. And lo and behold, this landed right there. The Page of Cups, pages tend to bring messages. Cups is about emotions. It can be a love offering. It may take him some time and he may be a little bit unsure. So just be patient. Bestow him with like good blessings, all of this 6 of Cups energy, right? I don't think that that's a bad thing, but there's times where you might want to just let him come to you. When he does, the offer will be made. He might feel a little bit unsteady or unsure, but just enjoy it while you can, kind of thing. Oh no, Andrew, I'm doing just coin and card stuff. Unless there's going to be unless somebody wants to buy a charming, I'll do a charming for them. But I'm doing coins and cards tonight, just as little free mini readings for the next hour. So that the mouse won't grow into a lion. The Page of Cups is not necessarily a lion card, but he will come around. You just got to give him time. You be the lamb and let him try and be the lion, Ivana. That's what I'm saying. It's alright. I just saw your comment, Andrew. You're welcome, Ivana. Alright, so Kali, or that's not her name, Grace Kali, I think. And then was it Sharing Wisdom? Oh, I just got your name, Sharing Wisdom. That's cool. Koinisha, exactly. Koinisha in her bag of coins, in her bag of tricks. So, did Grace Colley leave? She might have left. Sometimes people get busy. Bueller. Okay, whatever message Divine Source or her guides have for her. Alright. Jen, you can go after Sharon Wisdom. Jen DiFiore. Alright, so let's see here. What does Grace Colley need to know? We got the Two of Cups. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. What is this? Seven of Wands. Upside down. I don't know why, but I feel like this is a struggle in the past. It's funny because I want to say, I'm going to do one more coin in just a moment because I feel like there needs to be a solution because I feel like this is a big jump from this to this, right? I feel like there might be some issues within a relationship for you, Grace. I feel like this Seven of Wands and this Eight of Pentacles kind of feel like they're colliding. There may have been problems going on in the past that might be in a little bit more of a stable place now. I feel like this space here is really empty, right? Which means that maybe things are readjusting or reestablishing themselves, getting reconnected. I feel like this Two of Cups to me speaks to this idea of a balance or like this relationship coming back into balance. If you're in it currently in a relationship with somebody and you guys were struggling in the past, I kind of feel like that's what this might be. I sort of feel like the Eight of Pentacles might be money worries or you sort of being focused on being the stable one or the productive one, and this Seven of Wands to me feels kind of a little bit like, I don't know why, but I feel like these wands are poking down at the Eight of Pentacles, like they're colliding together. Both of you, this feels like in the past, if there was a relationship, the both of you had your own worries and your own like sort of crosses to bear, right? And so now it's maybe you guys have gone to this state of trying to, things have gotten maybe slightly better, or they feel I don't know, like maybe you guys have learned something new about the relationship, whatever that is, but I feel like there's in this period of stasis right here where we're kind of reestablishing the terms or reestablishing how we feel about each other, how we treat each other, that sort of a thing, right? And so here to me it feels like we're deepening that relationship or getting back to a better connection that is more fulfilling. I don't know if that makes sense for you. You have to tell me if this is making sense to your situation. I want to know what happens here in the middle. So I want a coin for here in the middle. It's the Knight of Cups. He has to come around, or he's in the process of coming around, doing the right thing, being more honest about where he's at emotionally, not being so defensive, not maybe fighting with you or challenging you in some way. That's those wands poking this person. I almost feel like this Eight of Pentacles says to me that maybe you carried the relationship for a while in the past. He might be away too, or like sort of he's off trying to get things right or do the right thing. And I feel like this Knight of Cups, it's sort of inverted, so to me it feels, it's okay that it's inverted. It's like he's kind of working on getting this upright. And Knights are about service, nobility, doing the right thing, being honorable. So I feel like maybe he's lining stuff up and getting stuff in a better place so that you guys can have this in the future. Yes, trying to build our dream home and our finances are an issue. I love it. But I feel like it's going to be okay. Like, I love this Two of Cups at the outcome, right? This to me feels like things are going to even out and everything's going to... Hey, Jessica. Things are going to become, like, right again, if that makes sense. And so you just have to trust that. Are you the money? Like, I feel like you're the one that's got the eye on the money, and you're the one that's got the eye on like keeping things grounded. That's just my feeling, and I feel like things will be okay. I would keep an emphasis or an eye on the emotionality of everything, like moving forward and in the now and moving forward, but everything will even out and get back to normal. I'm awake and spiritually connected, and he's not. I think here's the thing. I think that this Seven of Wands to me, it's upside down, and it's not the. It just feels a little bit aggressive or a little bit kind of annoyed when I look at it. It also feels like he will get better. I feel like this is him, like sort of doing the right thing, getting his shit together, maybe understanding a little bit more, being more emotionally available or vulnerable. Still protecting himself because he's in that state of the night, but he's he's doing the right thing, hopefully for the right reasons at this point, or getting there, working his way there, because this was sort of inverted, so he's still working his way there, but he will get there. I feel like, and I feel like this appreciation will not reestablish, like get stronger. Does that make sense? Or maybe reestablish itself so that it can get stronger. My dog's chewing his bone. I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background. Sorry. There is like a squirrel looking in the window at me right now. Hi, I see you, bitch. Yeah, I see you. What do you want? I ain't got no nuts for you, ho. There's only coins up in here. He's staring right at me. This is bold. I'm gonna try and turn the camera and see if you guys can see him. Oh no, it's the wrong camera. Hold on. Okay, so I am here. Alright. Look out there. Oh wait, that's the wrong way. Oh, he ran away, little shit. Okay. I was trying to show you out my fence. He ran away. Little dirt bag. He was like totally looking in at me like going. He does that from time to time. It's this neighborhood squirrel. Weirdo. Okay. Maybe it was Sue freaking Ari. She's like, you're amazing the way I abuse pets. Not pets, but squirrels. The nature around my house. Look here, ho. Get out of my yard. Alright, so I hope you understand that, Grace. He wants a reading for his highest good, exactly. He wants some coins. He's like, I need to go down to the QT and get me some hot Cheetos. Alright, so, he's like, I'm over these nuts and twigs and berries, bitch. Give me some money, I want Mountain Dew and Cheetos. Alright, let me go back to the camera. Hey, Christina Avalos, how are you, dear? Alright, so mahalo to you too, Grace. I hope that made sense, and I hope that it helps. It will get better. Things will get more evened out. So, where is my, I would love some good Mexican food. Oh, I would love some good Mexican food. Where is, Sharon? There we go, thank you. Love interest, total life change. Oh yeah, okay. I don't know how much we'll get out of 3 cards, but we'll see what happens. What does Sharon need to know about her love interest? Oh, we got the strength card. Strong. We got something hidden. We got the 7 of Swords. Ooh. I'm going to say this. 7 of Swords is kind of like the liar, cheater, stealer card. It's always like something's kind of going on in the background that we maybe don't know about, or we might actually feel it intuitively and it's not being told to us. There might have been stuff where we were getting hits in the past, Sharon, where you kind of knew and were calling people out. It's interesting because these swords feel like they're pointed straight at this lion in the Strength card. to me, this could be you. Strength, the card itself, is major arcana, so it packs a bit of an extra punch, and it's a little bit, it's got a bigger, like, sort of life lesson to it. To me, this is about maybe standing in our own strength and our own truth, knowing that, like, what we intuitively feel, maybe where we've been wronged or we've been lied to, like, choosing to walk away from that, choosing to move forward. I feel like this is something that's maybe hopefully being left in the past via past relationships and experiences. And this is us in the now, right? Moving and standing in our own strength and empowered to create something different. Now, what I like is that we don't know what's really being created. Hey, Rachel Bester, how are you? We don't really know just what's being created just yet, so we're gonna flip this card over and see what this coin over and see what this is. But let's see. It is the Fool, which is new beginnings. So you ask about total life change. I don't know, this could represent that. This could also represent new relationship beginnings. But this to me would be more in the future, right? Because it's further over on this side of the board. I like that this is your center right now. This says to me that you're in a place of strength, empowered, feeling and knowing your truth, standing in that and moving forward. There's a generosity and a lovability, like sort of this optimism with the sign of Leo too. I would factor that into this strength card. The more optimistic you are, the more generous you are, the more giving you are of your attention and your time to things that deserve it, not things that don't, right? We can move forward towards these new beginnings. The Fool is the first card of the major arcana, right? So it is, it's got that extra sort of oomph to it. It's all about sort of being open enough to new beginnings and naive enough to take the risk, but not being stupid. Or no, I'm not saying that you are stupid, but you want to be careful not to be too naive that you are being foolish, right? I like that this means not only is it new beginnings for you, but it's big new beginnings. It could be huge life changes, but embracing those life changes from a place of openness and knowing your strength and your true power is really going to be what's key as you go forward. It will be new in the sense that it could be scary, but we want to be brave and open, yet aware and not because, like, when I think about the Fool is always this card where he's walking along that cliffside, right? And there's a dog usually barking behind him. When the dog, to me, feels like we're not necessarily ever truly alone, even when we're doing things on our own, as the Fool would represent. But also that dog is kind of there warning him about the edge of the cliff that he's walking along. So the Fool's kind of skipping along his new journey, kind of enjoying everything. But we also need to make sure that we're paying attention to the signs around us and moving in a way that's smart, but we don't want to be so aware that we're like almost limiting our ability to see or experience or have joy. The Fool can bring a lot of joy to it, and I believe the Fool is associated with the energy of Aquarius, which is very expansive. And I like that the Fool, if it is Aquarius, which I believe it is, the Fool to me would be very much in complement to this Leo fire strength card that we have, because fire and air are complementary elements. Fire needs air to burn, and air feeds fire. So they kind of have this symbiosis going on. So I like that as we have this in our now, we're moving towards this new beginning in our future. We need to be open to it, to all the possibilities, all of the changes. And that's kind of what I will say for that. I mean, it is only a brief 3-card or 3-coin mini reading, but I do think there is a lot of possibility. Do I see like love interest? That Fool could represent the beginnings of that, but it's also like, how are we going to handle it? How are we going to approach it? Are we going to walk into it worried about, like, you know, our past experiences and be judging whoever our now is by those past experiences? That would be something that remains to be seen, because we need to get to this new beginning. You're welcome. Oh, you're a Leo. That's perfect then. So using that Leo energy, like, imbue that with all of the love and generosity that Leos are famous for, right? That optimism, that gregarious nature, that sociability. I know that right now is not like the best time to be sociable, but this speaks to the idea that something is on the horizon, something very big and wide open. And so take it and run with it and just be as open and trusting of it as you can be without being putting yourself in any kind of, I don't want to say danger, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just remain as open as you possibly can to the newness of everything that's about to come. That's how I would place that. Because newness is coming. And you deserve it. With that strength card in the center. And whatever bullshit this was that you were dealing with way in the past. Let that shit go. Which you are. Okay, so I believe Jen DiFiore is next. Jen, are you still here, dear? And you guys, please like the video if you haven't already. Share it out. If you're not watching me on my YouTube channel, please go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate it. Trying to build subscriptions over there. I do have a daily forecast that goes off every day for the greater collective, for your highest good. I'm over there every morning ready to chat at 8 a.m. my time with you guys about the cards that come up for the day. Also over there is your monthly horoscopes for your signs. You can look at your sun, moon, and rising and kind of get a feeling as to whether or not you'll have a good November. So all of that stuff is over there on the YouTube channel for those of you that are on Facebook. Work. Okay. Work for Jen DiFiore. Carrie Ann, I'll do you next, okay? Just let me do Jen really quick. Oh, that fell out. Knight of Pentacles. Well, he would be definitely work energy. And the Knight of Cups. What the fuck is going on here? Interesting that he landed up here. Knight of Pentacles is a very slow energy. It's dedicated, I will say that. And it's interesting to me that this is here. I feel like... I almost feel like with work, Jen, you might feel like you're not necessarily getting like I feel like with this Knight of Cups here, I feel like we want to be more emotionally attached to the work that we do. When I look at this Knight of Pentacles, I feel like he's sort of sitting on the sidelines. Like we might be a little bit zombified with work, or feeling like not connected to the work that we do, feeling like we're plodding along, like we're not really making any headway, we're not necessarily making progress. Things are moving, but it's like such a snail's pace that we're not really feeling connected to it. I like that the Knight of Cups is down here. To me, this feels more like we want to get more emotionally connected to the work that we do so that we can feel inspired by it, so that we can feel like we're flowing with it, that we're like in... I don't feel like the Knight of Pentacles is in resistance, but it's so slow to me. It feels like such a slog, or like we're digging, like walking through, mud or something, where this is more of a flow, right? Where we're in alignment with the work that we do and the experience that we have, right? And we kind of love it too. That's the other thing. I like that both Knights represent, meaning that no matter what you do, Jen, you're going to be doing it from a place of seeking stability, doing the right thing, doing it for the right reasons. There's an honor to both of these Knights that you have in your workspace that I like. Hey, Aunt Faith Soriano, how are you? There's an honor that you have in your workspace, or when you approach your work, that is valued. Hopefully. I hope you value it, and I hope that your bosses see it, because I feel like Knights should get that acknowledgement, okay? And then over here is, ba-boom, the moon! Okay, so this is Major Arcana. It was hidden, but what I like about this being flipped over is the moon is always sort of like our darker, more subtle, intuitive self, right? It can sometimes represent a little bit of fear or a little bit of subconscious worry, but the moon being major arcana again is going to be a really have a bigger impact. I'm going to say that what we're moving from and what we're moving towards is something that's more in tune with who we really are, is my feeling when I'm looking at these three. I feel like this is a progression, right? We're in the Knight of Pentacles right now, feeling like a little bit uninspired, and we're just moving along at a snail's pace, but it's productive, it's sort of paying the bills, it's doing what we need to do to, make ends meet, we're doing it for the right reasons, that kind of a vibe. We want to be more emotionally connected to the work that we do, right? So there's a way to sort of adjust either the energy and the position that we're in to make it flow better, or we need to find something that we're more inspired and emotionally connected to. But again, we're doing it for the right reasons, we're doing it for our higher good, for the good of whoever we're working for, that kind of a thing, right? And as we move that forward, I feel like it sort of brings us to this moon, which is this more deeper sense of self, what we more intuitively want, listening to those voices, maybe not always having all the answers be completely clear, but if we listen to the more subtle, nuanced voices, they will come through and they will guide us and they will teach us about ourselves. The moon is associated with the sign of Pisces also, which is very intuitive and sometimes, a little bit like emotional, which, not even a little bit, a lot emotional, but it ties into this Knight of Pentacles energy too, a little bit, because cups, because cups is water, right? And so the moon also affects the tides. So when we think about that, this is that deeper sense of self. When we start to get into what inspires us, what we feel right about, what we feel connected to, then we start to open up this like inner voice that the moon represents. And that inner voice might at first be a little bit hard to decipher or understand, but as we listen to it more, we practice more with it, we will get to a place where we can allow it to sort of guide us through our work and what we do, and we can actually be rather inspired, intuitive, and get acknowledged for that in really sort of big ways, is my feeling with that. So that's your work coin reading. I feel like with both of those nights, it's like, to me, I want to say like your karma is good. You just have to trust your sort of gut, your emotions, and then when it gets down to it, really start to trust that inner voice that tells you what you need to be doing. And it won't lead you astray. It may lead you down paths that you didn't expect, or that might seem a little bit frightening because you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that I was going to do this. But as you trust it, it will begin to shed light, and it will show you things about yourself that you didn't know that you will be able to appreciate. You're welcome, Jen. You're very welcome. All right, Carrie Ann, are you still here? Carrie Ann's next, Sue, but Sue Finkenauer, Lewis L, I'll do you after Carrie Ann. General, all right, for Carrie Ann. And you guys, for those of you that are new to me, please go and like and follow the business page so you get notified when I go live again. If those of you that are asking that didn't get a coin, please just follow the business page, and when I go live again, you'll get notified, and then you can maybe get a coin at that time. But Carrie Ann General, what does Carrie Ann need to know? Ten of Cups. Okay. So I'm going to go with this first, see what this is. This is the thing in the room that we don't want to talk about. That's kind of the feeling that I got the minute I hit this. Alright, so I'm going to say this before I flip this over. When I threw this coin, I felt like this was the elephant in the room that we don't want to talk about because of where it landed. It felt like that was what I heard in my head was, okay, what is the thing in her life right now that she's not either seeing or wanting to talk about? So when I flip it over, this is the Judgment card, and Judgment is associated with, I believe, the sign of Scorpio, which we are in Scorpio season. We saw the Judgment and Justice card last week in the daily forecast quite a bit. actually, so it's sort of interesting that this is showing up here. To me, judgment usually represents the idea of something coming to pass, some sort of thing that's sort of we become aware of that brings us clarity. It usually can sometimes be a little bit painful, but ultimately in the end, it is something that frees us or allows us to be more of our true self in a way. This could be a judgment or a truth about ourselves where we've done something wrong, or vice versa. It can be about something where somebody's done something wrong to us. I don't necessarily feel like this is something that you've done wrong. I feel like this is something that we're waiting for. Because that's why it was upside down like this, right? We're kind of waiting for this outcome or this answer to come forward. And part of the reason why I say that is because we have this Ten of Cups down here. This to me is more in the future, but I kind of feel like there's something going on here that needs to take place or needs to like come to the surface so that you can feel free to move on in a way. So let me look at this coin and see what this is. If I could just get under there. This is the Page of Swords. Swords is the element of air. It can represent an air sign. Pages usually are somebody youthful, but I kind of feel like this might be... Carrie Ann, I'm not so sure if this is in a relationship situation. I almost feel like this might be a kind of an ex or a partner that you had that was maybe a little bit on the immature side. He might have been a little bit like mental, like the mental realm, it being swords. But I kind of get a vibe that this person wasn't very kind to you or wasn't very nice to you. Maybe they played head games or trips with you. I feel like they were a little bit accusatory. The truth that needs to come out is sort of also what needs to set you free from this. And the reason why I say that is because we have this Ten of Cups over here, right? Ten of Cups is usually a really wonderful and abundant card, right? It's like the wishes come true card. Tens represent completions of cycles or ends of chapters to me. And when I look at this, these cups are spilling towards this Page of Swords, right? So to me, it's like, deuces, dude, I'm out. Like, it's like you're pouring back your emotions to this whole situation that is kind of in the past so that you can be free of it. Like the judgment, the reality, the truth of it. It's like, I almost feel like you need to flip this and allow yourself to be free. You want to. I can feel it. That's why this Ten of Cups is like ready to pour out and move forward. And it's not, because it's pouring out doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It's like we're ending the cycle of whatever that was emotionally for ourselves, and that brings us the abundance that comes with the Ten of Cups, right? So to me, the story here is that we want to kind of give back to this situation whatever didn't belong to us emotionally. That kind of allows us to upright our cups. We get to take our cups and we get to move on into the sunset and enjoy ourselves and feel the fullness and richness of a new chapter or who we are and what we did and how we handled ourselves. The judgment, always, there's a little bit of righteousness with the judgment card or coin. And so to me, that says that whatever this truth is that needs to come out or that is yet to sort of set you free, the more that we accept that or understand that, the more that we kind of can like move forward and do what we need for ourselves now at this time. Your new relationship is with a Scorpio. Well, let me ask though, who's the one from, like, I feel like there's somebody from the past though. This feels like somebody from the past. That's a little bit, like maybe from a little while ago. But I kind of feel like that's why they were flipped over like this, but I feel like this person was a little bit of a prick, to be honest. It's that sword, I feel like it's, and the page aspect of it. To me, I feel like they could be a little bit immature. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I feel like there's something that you need to give back to this relationship to maybe let it go, and maybe that's what frees you up to be with the Scorpio moving forward so you can experience the Ten of Cups with this Scorpio. Don't run this relationship or what you do with the Scorpio, don't allow whatever this thing is from the past, don't compare this to that. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, leave whatever emotionally this brought out in you, leave that there and move forward with this Scorpio. Like, free yourself to move forward and enjoy this new thing with the Scorpio. and you'll experience the Ten of Cups. Who did I say would go after? It was... Hey, Deb Hartley, I will do one for you too. I'm going to do two more and that's going to be it. So it's going to be, who was it? Sue Finkenauer and then Deb Hartley, and that's going to be cut off, guys. Because I got to go make dinner and stuff. So I hope that makes sense, Carrie Ann. I do like the Ten of Cups kind of being down here. It feels like you're heading to something good. All right, Sue Finkenauer, Lucille. Okay, we have the Seven of Wands. Let's see what this is. We have the Eight of Wands. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Give me one moment. I'm not really... This feels very guarded to me. Both of these do. The Four of Pentacles, fours usually are about like what I say is stability, right? And the Four of Pentacles can sometimes be about being miserly or too restrictive, bored sometimes, or not wanting to make a choice, sort of being like, staying in, a restrictive mode. But when I look at this, this feels really blocked to me too. I don't know why. This Eight of Wands, which is not necessarily the traditional definition of the Eight of Wands, but it feels like almost like a fence. Like I feel like you're blocked from moving. Because the Eight of Wands usually is about movement, but this feels like we're not going anywhere is kind of what I'm hearing with this. I almost feel like you feel stuck. Hold on. The Six of Cups. I feel like you're stuck, Sue. I don't know why. This is you, dear. Sue, this is you. I feel like you feel stuck to me for some reason. And the Eight of Wands is usually it can be about movement, but to me this feels like a fence that's being put in place. This Four of Pentacles also feels really like sort of like standing our ground, holding true. Maybe you were stuck in the past, or there was a period of time where you felt really stuck. This to me feels like us flipping the fence, even though this is the Seven of Wands, which is not necessarily about movement. I feel like this is you turning those Eight Wands over, like flipping them, like being like, fuck this, I'm out of here. I don't know why. And then this Six of Cups feels to me like about you getting honest with yourself and in balance with your emotions about how you feel about a situation. And right here, this is about us holding back in a situation. I feel this like almost like a blockage in a weird way. And I don't predict blockages for people or anything like that, but this feels to me like we're not feeling like we can move forward. And so I get a feeling that right now you might be in a position where you are trying to decide maybe which way to move forward or where or when to move forward, right? And I think that's what this Six of Cups will be about is what feels right, what makes sense to you, what works best for you. When you start to understand that, you're going to start to make changes. I feel like I almost want to say, like, I don't know your relationship situation or your home situation or whatever, but it feels like it's something big like that. Like you need to break free. And you've known this for a while. It's almost like this Eight of Wands to me is the desire to want to move, but you haven't felt as though you can. Like maybe if this isn't like maybe a relationship or a home life, maybe you want to leave your job and you haven't felt as though you can, or the money has kept you there, right? But that's the feeling that I get, and this might be something that you were feeling more so intensely in the past, and now I feel like you're in this space, right, which is this space of starting to figure out, okay, this isn't working for me, I need to change it, I want something different, I need to move on. And so to do that, we need to get to the Six of Cups to start to understand our feelings around stuff and bring that into balance. And then we start to turn this over, right? We start to live a little bit more, not recklessly, but like we start to take a little bit more risk. We start to turn these wands over, turn this fence over, and start to move forward. Does that make sense, Sue? Because these aren't necessarily traditional meanings for these. This one is usually about movement, but I feel like it feels like it's stuck. The way that it's like up there against the wall in the shadow, like it's kind of hiding out a little bit, or has been hiding out. Maybe in the past you were hiding out, not talking about how you truly felt, doing things to sort of keep safe or stable, you know, that kind of a thing. Holding on to like what we have out of fear of maybe if we changed it or altered it, we wouldn't have enough. It's that kind of a vibe. And so to me, we're changing that now is kind of the feeling. We're starting to open that up and then we're going to go through the emotions of it and feel what feels right for us. And I think that we can trust that. And then we're going to start to turn over those restrictions and maybe follow our emotions and our spirit and what it is we want and live a little bit more, not recklessly, but like I just feel like this is you kind of throwing something to the side or being like, you know what, I don't need that anymore, I can do this on my own, kind of thing. Holy cow, I've kept much to myself about my gifts and the spirit who is with me. I'm not sure what that means. I hope that makes sense, you know. That's kind of what I'm getting from these coins. I love you guys. I've not shared any of that with my family. Okay. Well, I'm not. I don't know if you will. Maybe you might. I'm not sure. I think that this maybe it's your family that you're departing from. That's maybe the thing that you need to break free from. But I feel like that's what's being turned over here. Jen, have Ashley just follow the page, and then she can come on another night, because I'm kind of getting really hungry. So I'm gonna do Deb Hartley because she asked, and she's a friend of mine that I haven't done anything for her in a long time, and then I would be happy to do it for her on another night. She just has to remind me. Thank you, Sue. All right, Deb, are you still here? Hey, none of that. See, the dogs are all like up next to the desk. They want me away from the desk. They're like, all right, stop reading, Daddy. It's time to come to the living room. All right, so is Deb Hartley still here? Oh, awesome, Jen. Thank you. I know I'm starving at this point. When I read, I like get really hungry. It's crazy. Okay, Deb, do you have a focus that you want me to? Rachel, I did feed the dogs. They were pissed at me because like I went somewhere and I got home late, and they were like they gave me the evil eye. I had to feed them, and then you missed earlier when you got. I don't know what time you came in the chat, but I steam mopped my floors, and I was so happy about that. And then I just go for it. Okay, so let's see what's going on with that. Okay, Ace of Pentacles. Alright, I'm gonna say this. I kind of feel like a little bit wonky about this reading, Deb. Let me just do one more. Okay, I like that. That just totally changed the whole reading. Alright, so I'm gonna say this. This is the Queen of Wands down here at the very bottom. She kind of feels like you a little bit to me, and she feels like she's pointing her wand towards the past, right? We also have the King, or the Queen of Swords here to me, but I kind of was feeling that this was a male. I kind of think this might be your ex. I don't know. We have the Ace of Pentacles right here, which is usually a really good card that brings about like monetary well-being and that sort of stuff, but it's upside down. It feels blocked and stopped to me. I kind of feel like this guy's sword, even though this is a queen, I'm going to say it's a guy, the Queen of Swords sword is going straight down to this Queen of Wands. Like I feel like there is some sort of, like it's almost got her pinned down, right? But what I like is this last coin, because I didn't like this because they felt sort of all at odds, like this being upside down, this being upside down, this also being pointed at her being stuck, like focused on the past, maybe stuck in the pain of the past, that sort of a thing. I didn't like the triangulation that was happening there either. It just sort of felt like new beginnings were being blocked, or the opportunity for new beginnings aren't really coming through. The Ace of Pentacles should be a really good coin, but to me it just feels like it's not coming like when it's supposed to. But then when I flipped this last coin and it landed on this Ace of Pentacles, to me this is the Ace of Wands, right? Wands, and we've got the Queen of Wands down here. What I like about this is the Ace of Wands is all about new beginnings. All of the aces are about new beginnings in whatever element they're in. The Ace of Wands to me is about spiritual fire, assertion, owning who we are, owning our truth, going after, taking action, whatever impassions us, whatever we want, we desire, we go after, we seek it out. It can be new opportunities, new pathways that open up to us in that way, like, you know, things being illuminated in a certain light. I like that this sits on top of this because I kind of get a feeling when we start living from our truth and we start to channel some of this, the power that's in this queen that feels sort of pinned down to me, right? When we start to let her up and rise up and be part of this Ace of Wands, I feel like this flips back over. Then we've got two aces and it's all hell breaks loose in a good way, is my feeling, right? But we need to start living from this Ace of Wands. Whatever our truth is, whatever our passion is, wherever our fire is, the fire of our spirit, we need to like be in there fighting for it, kind of thing. That's my feeling with this. As we speak that truth and we take those, like we open those new doors or whatever, and I'm using that metaphorically, we also open up the opportunity for this Ace of Pentacles to kind of start to generate that goodness that it has within it, right? To bring it upright and to sort of open those like opportunities of new beginnings, maybe financially, new opportunities to make money or to, you know, create abundance. I also feel like whatever's going on here, this may not be a male. This could be your daughter. I'm just wondering if there's. This feels to me like somebody's got you pinned, or the pressure of somebody else and their needs or their unclarity or whatever's going on for them has got you kind of. I feel like this sword is pinning this Queen of Wands. This ability to kind of create from the spirit, get excited, have that drive, have that passion, that fire, that nurturing, all of that. It's like her light is being dimmed or pinned down here at the bottom where she's trying to rise up to this Ace of Wands, and she needs to, is my feeling, right? You need to get back into that truth. And I will say this too, this Queen of Wands, this is the Queen of Swords, right? So when I think about this, and I'm only using this as an analogy, but like if your daughter, she's an adult at this point, she's a queen, right? She's showing up on the board as a queen. So if she's pinning you in some sort of way, you know, or making you feel guilty or upset or stressing you out in any way, shape, or form, I would say get into this ace. Being an ace makes me think about putting the focus on yourself right now. Like not being responsible for whatever this queen is carrying, whatever she's shooting down towards you or giving to you to try and fix for her. It's like she's a queen. Like let her fix and upright herself on her own. You need to upright yourself on your own. You need to rise up here, pay attention to yourself, and get your money right. That's kind of my feeling. Or get your, you know, get your sort of financial well-being stable and create some new opportunities. But you can't do that when you're stuck down here with her problems on your back. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. And like I want to say is this coin is the Queen of Wands ultimately, even though she's inverted. So like if Shay's having a hard time right now or if she's struggling right now, right? She's smart enough and capable enough to get her way out of it and find her way out of it. That's the Queen of Wands. She's always smart and able to think clearly and get her shit together. This may not look it because she's inverted, but some of that is also her cross to bear, her path to walk. So we want to turn this, you know, upright. We have to let her turn it upright for herself. Then it's more impactful, more meaningful versus us carrying that burden for her, trying to solve it, because we end up sinking ourselves. That's why this Queen of Wands is all the way down here. And she wants to rise up to this, and she will. That's the thing that I think is you. And I think as you get the focus on you and what you need, what you desire, what you want, what is the truth for you, and that let that truth burn, and you operate from that truth, you then turn this Ace of Pentacles upright, and new opportunities come to you that, at least materially in your material world, they start to open up and make more sense, feel better, be more opportunistic, be more bountiful or exciting. And you get this Queen of Wands sort of energy back. That ability to create, to channel, to, you know, your energies into things that you're excited about, and there's a positivity that happens. And the Queen of Swords will be okay. Ultimately. You just have to trust that and and let her do her process in a way. I hope that makes sense. With those two aces, I mean, like you've got two aces and two queens ultimately on this board. So to me, if this is not your daughter, right, this might be your own mind, the thoughts of your own mind pinning you down and making you feel bad for something that you're not, you know. I mean, that could also be an internal fight that's happening with you mentally with your spirit, right, where your spirit is getting pinned down because mentally you might be ridiculing or judging yourself. So if this is not that, but ultimately the message here is that the spirit wants to rise. And when the spirit does, there's a benefit, there's an opportunity, there's things that start to transpire in the material world that will benefit you. Things will become more, you know, exciting and new again and opportune and good. You're welcome, Debbie. All right, guys. Does anybody know, this is going to sound like a weird question. Does anybody know how to leave a chat, like a text group? I'm getting a text from some phone number I don't recognize that people are leaving it, and I don't know any of their numbers. Can you stop being so obnoxious? You've already eaten. And I want to leave it because I'm getting these weird texts from people I don't know who they are. I think it's a scam, and I don't want to text into the group because I don't want to be affiliated with it. I keep deleting it, but I keep then getting another text. Like now I have a text from somebody going, "Who is this?" And I'm like, "Leave me alone." It's so weird, and I want to figure out how do I leave a text chain that I never wanted to be a part of. Info, video, mail, hide alerts. I don't want to send my current location. I could block the caller, I guess. But is that going to block? Turn off the notifications for the text? Alright, I'll figure it out. Or call me and tell me later. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Have a great night. I will be back on maybe tomorrow, maybe not. We'll see if I feel so inspired. I've been feeling sort of good lately. Who knows? It's my floor is stickling. You never know what might happen. I just want to be out of the whole thing, though. I don't even know how I got into it. It's a number. It's a 588 area code. I don't trust anything that comes that I don't recognize anymore, like emails or text messages. That it's all like they're trying to get you to answer the friggin' phone and weird shit. I'm not into it. Yeah, block the caller. That's what I thought too. Because it's like a group of people. Because the first text came in saying somebody left the chat, and I was like, I don't know what that is, so I deleted it. It showed me a phone number, and now it says this. It's like a phone number that says, "Who is this?" And I think they're trying to get me to answer or to text into the text, and I don't want to do it. I don't trust it. It's weird. I think this is all fake. It's all fake. Alright, you guys are gonna go stabbing like Marvin. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much. Please hit like, share, comment, subscribe, you know, all the drill. And I will see you guys soon. Alright, have a good night.